hot hike.
Welcome to the Sportscasting Coach. My name's Josh. Joined with me as always is my buddies Ryan and Paul.
What up?
Yo. You can reach us on Facebook at Sportscasting Coach, on Instagram at Sportscasting Coach, on Twitter at SC_coach, by emailing us sportscastingcoach@gmail.com. And however you're listening, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, please like, subscribe.
So this show is starting out like a mess.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
It's because it's on Tuesday.
Yeah, so a little bit of a programming change here for you. We're doing Tuesdays now because Ryan, is it because you're starting football?
Yeah, I got some meetings coming up, and Wednesday's no good for me.
I guess so. It's all fresh in our minds, and we're having HDMI cables break in here. Josh's headphones are exploding. It's kind of a nightmare, but yeah.
My feet hurt. It's crazy.
Is that fasciitis you're talking about?
The plantar fasciitis. Got that Peyton Manning shit.
Manning had that?
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
He had something.
Made up fact of the day.
Giant forehead. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit a challenge to Josh or Ryan for Madden, hit us up on that email.
Man, ain't nobody want this smoke, man. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody wants to play me, especially Josh.
Jumping into the news from week 11 football. Whatever week it was of football. Dallas Cowboys fall blame, Jesus Christ, I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Keep going. You're good.
You got all the editing abilities.
You got this.
You take it all out.
Handle it. Just what week are we in, first of all?
11.
There you go.
Start it over and you got it.
The Dallas Cowboys fall from this past weekend blamed on Prescott or head coach Jason Garrett. You mentioned last week that Jason Garrett really isn't.
Their play style was dumb. You have your backup left tackle your starter is pretty much the best in the NFL, and then you go and don't chip at all the defensive end to even Adrian Claiborne. You got 6 sacks 2 weeks ago, right? You all right?
Yeah, I'm drinking this Highland Park.
Yeah, so he got 6 sacks and they didn't try to chip him. They didn't do anything. This was against the Falcons, and it didn't make sense to me. But I don't know. Last week, I wish I would have pulled up stats for this, but I forget exactly what it was, but it was something like Dak. When he was pressured, he was like 2 of 12, and it was like 2 of his picks were on that, and he didn't play well at all. So
I think it has a lot to do with actually Dak Prescott. You know, with Zeke Elliott not playing anymore, offensive line's kind of not where it should be against the old Cowboys offensive line, where anyone can go back there and get a 100-yard game. It kind of gives Dak the opportunity, like, hey, I'm that franchise guy. I'm that quarterback where I can put the Dallas Cowboys on my back and perform. And he's just not doing that. He's not playing at the level that all of Cowboys Nation in the NFL, as a matter of fact, just expects from him right now. So it's just looking like sloppy football. And now, does that kind of fall on the shoulders of the coaching staff or Dak? It's tough. The coaching staff needs to be on board, needs to help Dak a lot. Offensive line needs to block, right? Without Tyron Smith at their anchor spot left tackle, kind of hurts them. And without a running game, even though Alfred Morris is a starting caliber running back, it's all across the board. They're having trouble everywhere, especially like even on the defensive side of the ball, like they're not doing well. So
yeah,
the whole staff is just.
We can't forget who they played either. It's not because I'm an Eagles fan, but they're doing the best right now in the league for the most part. It's not easy coming in without your starting left tackle, without your starting running back who's really carried the team, where Dak's kind of relied on that run to set up to have a open, clean pocket and throw to wide open people because they have so many people in the box.
Yeah,
it's almost like Ezekiel Elliott to Dallas is like what Aaron Rodgers is to Green Bay, if you think about it, really, right?
I don't know if you can make that comparison. But
it's not saying that they're the same.
They're not the same
player or whatever, but
him.
But without Zeke, they're not the same.
Yeah, and they just don't. They haven't been.
Yeah, if you take out a focal point of an offense, yeah, I can see where you can make that comparison. There.
Make them one-dimensional.
Everyone, like in Green Bay system, it's like everything revolves around Aaron Rodgers, whereas in Dallas' system, it's clearly getting the ball in the hands of Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, right? it makes the defenses scared because so Aaron Rodgers, you have him come into the game and teams are just like, he can throw it to anybody on the field, whereas comes in, they think, okay, he's going to run all over us now, and then that opens up for Dak Prescott where he can make those easier throws because the defense is playing a little bit more up, favoring the run.
Their team, you can really tell, it's very based on the play action to get the run or to get the pass game going. If they don't have that run game going, their play action means nothing to a defensive line, and you could see last week though I saw from both ends, from Wentz and from Dak, it kind of seemed like in that first half they really, really, really cared about the idea of being the better one. That they've been talked about in such. They've been talked about together for the past 2 years, and you could really tell in that game. It almost seemed like they were trying too hard to make that crazy play to be like, oh, that guy's the better one. Halftime, the Eagles settled down, decided they wanted to run it, whereas Dallas they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and there's that
Zach Ertz put 0.8 fantasy points on my team and lose my week. Thanks a lot, Zach.
Is that kind of probably not? I only brought that up too because Jason Garrett, he's kind of under fire at this point because let's face it, you still have a pretty good team there with. I mean, okay, you've been saying it. Dak Prescott's really not that good without Zeke. So, but you still have Des Bryant out there. Mm-hmm. You still have Jason Witten, and you have a pretty solid defense. Not the secondary, but your front four.
Yeah.
What do they play for? 3-4.
They play a 4-3.
4-3, yeah.
So you still have all these weapons, but Garrett didn't adjust to the play style
during
of what
the game
was going on.
They were getting him off that one left side. This game they did, though. They added the chipper and all that stuff. But the Eagles' defense is they're a bad matchup this year for the Cowboys. They want to get on the outside, but the Eagles, their two defensive ends are very athletic. They contain them. There was a couple times, actually, where he tried rolling out around him. The rookie Derek Barnett grabbed him by the back of the jersey and just threw him down.
That's a horse collar. It's a penalty.
No, he grabbed him right by the numbers.
No, that's bullshit.
But yeah, it's a little bit of Dak still has some growing to do. He could be better than what he is, but it doesn't seem like he has the elite arm strength and elite accuracy. Mm-hmm. But it's very early.
Ryan, I don't know if you saw the news today, probably, but offensive coordinator Mike McCoy was fired by the Broncos. So did Osweiler just get somebody fired, or?
No, when you have two quarterbacks and you put two in and they're both failing in your system, something's got to change.
Yeah, someone's going to get fired. It's
especially if you have a
scapegoat,
a young quarterback that they want to develop into their future franchise quarterback, and Paxton Lynch, ready to play it. They're not going to put him in a flawed system. So
who's now actually starting? You see that?
Yeah, he's going to be starting next week. And
excited for that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Yeah.
It's I'd rather him sit on the bench for the rest of the year and then develop and learn, and then actually make moves in the off season. Get an offensive line in front of him, so he actually has a chance. But
what's his athleticism compared to Simeon?
Oh, it's
similar.
Way more.
He's more.
No, he's faster. He's bigger. He's stronger. Way more arm strength. He's a lot taller.
So it could help. But
they're two totally different quarterbacks.
At least he's going in with no pressure on him. He knows that the last two guys before him completely screwed the pooch. But
it's all mental for him, which makes it a tough situation for him. If you think about it, like, he can make every throw on the football field. He can buy time. He can escape the pocket. He can make defenders miss. It's just the mental game is like he needs to make the reads. He needs to analyze it when a blitz is coming, because people are going to blitz you. You're a young quarterback. You don't have a lot of starts under your belt, and they're going to blitz you every single time. That's what they do. That's what NFL defenses do. What worries me about the Broncos' offense is I don't think they can protect them, right? Especially if they can't run the ball effectively, right? And then offensive line, just especially their tackles. They have a rookie left tackle, and then they put a guard at right tackle with, was it Barbary? Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll see how maybe he's learned enough, and maybe he can get a spark going and get the ball out, and you just gotta stay healthy. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt, and we'll go from there.
Didn't work.
What didn't work?
I think his drop.
Nothing's going right today.
Just more cheers, more beers. That's it. That's all. There you go.
Ryan, what do you think is like the Broncos started out so
they're 3-1.
They were 3-1, and now
6 in a row.
Yeah. What was the biggest downfall to the team? Did they lose some offensive linemen that really affected getting rushed that hard? And
well, they started the season with a decent offensive line. Their offensive line, they were able to run the football. They were able to play action pass, get the ball downfield, and actually put points and sustain drives. As the first 4 weeks, it was more of the offensive line started getting hurt. They started switching people around. Protection started breaking down. They weren't able to run the football. They weren't able to play action effectively. Weren't able to sustain drives, which left the defense on the field longer. And that defense started. I'll use the quote from what John Elway said earlier this week. Made them soft.
Yeah, right? I saw that
quote. He said everyone was playing soft football. I'm not saying the defense is soft. I think they get softer due to the fact that the offense isn't able to, get them a rest, especially when you're playing in Denver. Right, like you need rest. Doesn't matter, even if you're a Denver Bronco player, you're not tired, used to that oxygen. Like
the only person that doesn't care about the oxygen, like you said last week, is Tom Brady.
Is Tom
clearly,
Brady. But
holy shit, or Gostkowski, that 62-yarder.
And the defense, like, I think it's the whole team right now is just not playing Denver Bronco football. It's not what you're used to saying, high intensity. Just especially on defense, high intensity, get people to the football, make tackles, make plays. The pass rush, the lack thereof a pass rush on that team is absolutely,
which is crazy with Von Miller.
They only have 6 sacks on the season or something like that. I don't know if you could pull that stat up for me. Really
they're probably playing behind a lot as well, though, so teams are able to.
Yeah, well, they're not getting them. They're not getting them in the
what's the
third medium, third
Broncos
long.
Team sacks.
They don't have a lot. They're near the bottom of the league right now. I think Von only has 2 or 3 on the year.
I think as well with what you were saying, if you think about the beginning of the season, the first quarter, it's pretty much split into quarters, 4-4-4-4. The beginning of the season, teams are more waiting to see what they're going to get out of everybody. A lot of teams throw out new stuff, so teams are more hesitant to show a bunch of stuff. And then once you get those 4 games under, they have a lot of film, and then they can adjust. And then are your guys good enough to be able to adjust with it? Is your scheming good enough? And I think they're realizing that Broncos offensive line, it's easy to scheme around to get to the quarterback.
All you gotta do is rush 5 on them, and it's over. You rush 5, and then the protection is going to break down on someone's going to break down protection. They don't have good enough offensive linemen across the board, to be one-on-one with each person. They rush 5 every single time you're going to get pressure, right? So
this shows that the Broncos have 22 and opponents have 31. So I'm not too sure if that's average across for the opponents, or
maybe they do have 22 sacks. So they're averaging something shitty. They don't have a lot of sacks.
That would be averaging 2 sacks a game.
Yeah, defensive here, sacks. I mean, Von Miller's got 8.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Brandon Marshall's got 2 sacks. What is this?
He's a linebacker.
Huh?
You're thinking of a different Brandon Marshall.
Yeah, he's thinking of wide receiver Brandon Marshall.
Told you I'm having a rough day. I'm just going to crush this beer and keep going.
What is this? Yeah. He's only a Pro Bowl linebacker. It's all good, though.
The Peterman experiment was a fail.
Uh-huh.
Coach McDermott said that he's going to reevaluate the QB position for the Bills.
I felt bad for that kid.
Yeah,
man.
me too.
I felt real bad for that kid.
The first, there was 2 or 3 of them that weren't. They were one hit off his fullback's helmet.
That was the first pick.
That was the first one.
That was the first one.
Yeah, and then the other one, the guy made a good break on it. There was he didn't. He obviously needs to learn the defense's speed because it's completely different than what he's used to. And then when they have a full week to see a little bit of him, the same thing. They kind of got to get a game plan going in, knowing, hey, this is a rookie quarterback. We can throw a bunch of random stuff at him that he's never seen. And then he's thinking, oh, shit, that guy's wide open. He throws it, and, oh, no, there's a pick six.
From what I saw from the kid through college and in the preseason and then the fourth quarter last week, I was actually surprised how much he struggled. I thought he was actually a smart kid. He actually makes all the throws. Mm-hmm. But saying that, I did start the San Diego defense in 2 of my fantasy leagues, and they got me 25 points, nice. Which was great. Yeah. But I was disappointed. I was like, yeah, I thought he could actually be effective. Right? It's a young kid. He can make all the throws, and he's athletic. He can move around, right? But that San Diego defense is no joke.
If you're Tyrod, right? And all that's happening, you're sitting on the bench, and then they go, hey, yeah, we're down, but you want to go in the game now? You're like, what? No. I'm not going in the game.
So since 2010, the Jacksonville Jaguars have not finished above 500. Clearly, they're going to this year.
How's that clear?
Well, they should. Sorry. Clearly, they should. They're 7-3.
What happened to the Minnesota Vikings? Was that last season? Didn't they? Didn't they go? They won 8-1 or some shit like that, and then
maybe
fucking finished 8-8 or some dumb shit like that.
I don't know. Jacksonville Jaguars are just kind of a different animal if you think about it. With the running backs they have and that high flying.
They still have Blake Bortles, man.
That defense, though, yeah, Bortles been playing pretty good. Actually, he's looked like a average NFL quarterback at this point.
You need more than average NFL quarterback to win.
Their team's built to continually win some games, but I haven't seen them all year as a playoff threat. You need to be more than just one-dimensional and to beat NFL teams, especially in the playoffs. And in the AFC is a lot more stacked than the NFC this year.
I don't see him win a big game, too. Have they had a primetime game yet?
Well, top end, I mean.
I don't think they've had a Thursday night football game.
Probably Thursday.
That's
them and the Browns.
Or the Sunday.
The poster
Sunday night or a Monday nighter.
They shouldn't. You're saying not to be one-dimensional, but look how the Broncos won the Super Bowl.
But they had Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Just, whether he had the great arm, he could see, okay, this run play's not going to work. Okay, let's
even
go this
him
way,
just being on the field makes defenses like, hey, that's Peyton Manning. We can't sleep on anything.
And he's seen everything, so he goes to the line. He's like, okay, well, they're blitzing right here, so we're not going to run right at him. We're going to run away from him, or we're going to do a quick little.
He's having a coach on the field the entire time. It's totally different.
That's the thing. That's the thing with Jacksonville. If they can play great defense, run the ball well, and not turn the ball over through the passing game, then they have a chance. But I don't think with Bortles that's possible.
Looking at their schedule here, Jaguars upset the Steelers 30-9. I picked that one. Rams. No, the Rams beat the Jaguars. So yeah, actually, you guys are kind of right. They haven't really beat any outstanding teams. The Chargers, they beat them by 3. They blanked the Colts, but
none of them are good.
It's the Colts. Bengals. Where's their 3 losses?
Jets.
The Texans was a good one.
Well, the Texans. Yeah,
or no, that was week 1, wasn't it? Yeah, that's not a good one.
Lost to the Titans. So
Titans are good though.
You might be onto something there, where it was kind of like the Minnesota Vikings a few years ago. They might slide. Who they got coming up? So they got the Cardinals.
I've been saying this for them and for the Rams. I feel like they're the same team on the opposite sides, where they're not playing the greatest competition, and it shows. When
they'll ease in the playoffs. They got one big matchup left.
They got 2
against the Seahawks.
Jacksonville. Yeah, but then once you get into the Seahawks aren't even good anymore. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty easy schedule to finish off the season. Wow.
They'll make the playoffs, and then we'll see when they match up against the Steelers, the Patriots, the Chiefs, if they can beat them.
I have to talk about the Lions for a second, just because of
wouldn't be a podcast without it.
That's right.
Sure. Let me take a nap.
They pulled off a close one in Chicago. Now they're going. Is it in Detroit or Minnesota?
In Detroit.
Did they pull one off, or did that?
No, the kicker shanked it.
Just fucking
shanked
that thing.
15, 20 yards to the right.
Snaps good, holds perfect, and just funk.
Yeah.
And then gets cut.
But then they would have went to overtime, and then you never know anyway.
That was a really bad shank too. That was one of the worst shanks I've seen since Blair Walsh in the playoffs.
That wasn't in the playoffs. It was to get into the playoffs. Last game of the season.
Was it? Oh, yeah, versus Seattle. Right?
Missed the extra point when they weren't even 15 yards.
Was it Seattle?
I think it was. It was to get into the win in your in, I think.
Yeah, that was a rough one. But the Lions coming up, they have an easier schedule than the Vikings do. So how do we see the NFC North really shaping up? I know we've kind of talked about this a few times, but it's kind of interesting because look at that division. You have the Lions just kind of holding on. Green Bay's just sliding now. Chicago hasn't done shit. And then you got Minnesota sitting on top, but not really with superstar talent or anything like that. Good defense. Their quarterback's been playing good, but that's an average quarterback too. So when we were talking about Jacksonville, they have an average quarterback as well.
I feel like the fate of the division is going to come down to this Thursday night this week.
It's hard for the Vikings already lost to the Lions. I'm pretty sure in Minnesota, and now they're home on a short week, and that's really hard to play on a short week.
They're both on a short week.
I think this is going to be the easy week for them to get what's his tits Keenum out of the game and put Bridgewater in if they're down on him, because before they've been up, they've been doing well, they haven't had a chance, but you can really tell that they even Jay Glazer said before the game that anytime that they see a struggle from Keenum, they're telling Bridgewater to get ready. They're literally waiting for him to screw up so that they can put Bridgewater in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, it's not a good.
He's only winning in the division right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
What do you think? Is it going to be Minnesota sitting on top of that division? I know we've talked about it.
I still think
it's really
Vikings,
weird.
I think the Vikings have a better team. The matchups and who they play going forward should benefit the Lions. But the Vikings, what are they up right now? Can you pull up the standings in the league?
Yeah, I can.
They got 7 wins.
Don't you have your phone in front of you?
No.
Fuck phones, man.
Anyway,
nobody needs that shit.
Yeah, so this is kind of a nightmare. We've already kind of mentioned my HDMI cable broke, so I can't pull everything up on the TV like I normally would.
You gotta go NFC.
Just pull that
I'm
shit
working
up,
on
man.
it.
You know what conference we're in?
8-2,
NFC?
6-4.
Yeah.
So they're 2 games up on them. It's week. How many games left? So there's 9-1,
6.
10. So there's 6 left. 2 games up. This game's huge. If they win this game, they have a chance. If they don't win this game, they have absolutely no chance.
Ooh.
No chance.
Well, if they win this game, they're 3 games back on the Vikings. How are they gonna? They're not gonna.
Depends who the Vikings play.
They're not gonna have enough wins to get into the
They have the
wild
Lions.
card.
They have the Lions, and then they got
Falcons are playing good football.
Falcons,
Panthers are playing good football. Bengals are not.
2 divisional
Packers
games to finish off the season, and then
That's rough.
Yeah,
We're in the Lions.
I'm pulling it up. 1 second.
Pull that shit up, man, faster.
Vikings, Ravens, Buccaneers, Bears, which we're going to.
Are you?
I am. I know.
Yeah, Bucks, Bears,
Bengals,
Bengals,
and
Packers.
I feel like the Lions have easier
Rodgers will be
schedule
back
there.
for that game according to their.
I meant to
coaching
check
staff.
up
There's
on.
no point.
He said he's coming back week 16. He doesn't care.
Oof.
I meant to check. I meant to check up on that.
Dropped
Matthew.
him from 2 of my fantasy teams.
I picked him up right away when you dropped him, just so no one else could grab him.
The Matthew Stafford stat for beating above 500 teams. I meant to check up on that a little bit, but when you look at it, have they beat any above 500 teams? You got the Vikings, you got the Saints. So now he's 7.
They lost to the Saints.
Oh, sorry. Yep. So they lost there. They lost there. They lost there. That team's under 500. That team's under 500. That team's under 500. That stat lives on that he's not beating teams that are above 500.
Well, it's not Stafford though. Their team's just not built really, really well. They don't have a running game. Well, I know they've been trying lately, but they don't have a running back that can establish a consistent running game every single week. They're more pass catching guys.
You have the highest paid quarterback in the league with decent.
Well, he's the highest. Maybe he's the highest paid now, but next year is going to be a higher one. The year after that,
No,
it
for
keeps
sure.
going up every year.
This is nothing new.
You still think your record would be a little bit all updated, but better than 5-46.
Do I got to say it? It's the same old Lions.
Sure.
Week in and fucking week out. This is what they do.
Marking
They've been
between 20 and 25 minutes due to edits.
Fair enough, but that's what the Lions are. They've been like this for years and years and years. They can't beat good teams, and I don't think paying a quarterback $170 million or whatever the fuck they're paying him is going to fix that. So they have problems all over the place.
It's more than he's a great quarterback, and last week, like I was saying, I was talking about how the wind should affect the quarterbacks, and it didn't affect him in any way at all. He was throwing bullets through the wind and everything, and I don't know. They just need more people around
cheers,
him.
more beers, man. That's it. That's all.
There it is.
They need an actual number 1 receiver. They need Ebron to be more consistent. He's been doing a lot more better lately. Their line's getting healthy, so they're getting better there. Their defense needs a couple extra players, but they're on their way up.
So with mentioning kicking as well, and we already kind of touched on Blair Walsh, but 7 seconds left in that Monday Night Football game, and he just kicks it short from 52 yards. He's already missed an earlier kick in that game. You can't cut him during the game. Well, you can, but can't.
I'm pretty sure he's just a temporary kicker for them right now. Well, their kicker's hurt.
Hauschka, right?
I think so. I don't know for sure though. But yeah, I was like,
that's
just
a tough
crazy.
pickup for any team, though. Going back to that win and you're in kind of situation where it was like a 20. It wasn't that long of a field goal
It was
either.
an extra
right?
point, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't an extra point.
I'm pretty sure it was an extra point.
It was a field goal.
let's pull it up. Oh, wait.
Don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was an extra point, unless I'm thinking about that.
Kickers suck anyway. Who cares?
It was definitely, I think it was an extra point, and they just scored their last second touchdown to go into overtime.
I
They
have
missed
the
extra
game
point
tying
last second.
field goal.
52-yard try to tie it and send it almost certainly to overtime. Blair Walsh.
It definitely didn't get blocked because it was 52 yards and it was about 2 yards short.
That's
not
just
even.
crazy to me. Because that's not it's a hard kick to get accurate more than it is to get far.
Didn't catch enough of that one.
People are usually missing like 57, 58 yards.
It's crazy.
Short.
Was there wind or something?
I don't know.
Looks
maybe.
like it just dying.
Yeah, maybe there was wind
It
going
just
right at it.
Died, yeah. Well, I'm trying to find the next one here, but I'm actually really fascinated with field goal kickers, long snappers, all that, because when you think about it, that's
it's the
what
second video.
it's three. It's the second one.
Yeah, it is a field goal. Yeah, you're right.
So you have 3 points about to go up on the board, And what happens a lot of times after a drive, so the team's driving, and then it's 3rd and say 10 from the 27, something stupid like that. And they don't make it, and then you see fans kind of, I'm going to go up and get a beer. You're missing a really important part of the game, and now it's not so automatic from, say, 35 plus yards.
They definitely did a good thing moving it back.
Yeah, for sure.
More significant.
And I find it really fascinating that people don't really care that much for those 3 points, even though that swings a game, seeing how Atlanta just...
People are there for the highlight reel catches and all that kind of stuff. They're like, all right, well, there's about to be a kick. I can just take a wash and break.
Yeah, and then I have here, so it was a 27-yard field goal attempt. Seattle's up 10-9 with 26 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, this is winning you're in, I think, isn't it?
McDermott is the snapper. And the kick is no
Fucking close.
Gives her the old left-handed shank.
That's not as bad as... Well, Connor Barth was
Wow.
not even fucking close.
Yeah, that's just bad news.
That's from...
I know we don't like talking about the Eagles because why talk about
Or
the
was
best team
no,
in
it
the
was
league?
the wild card. It was in the wild card, yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the
Facts
wild
were all
card.
wrong. That's what it says at the bottom, wild card.
But did you guys watch the Eagles-Dallas game? You did? Yeah.
No,
So
I
first
didn't watch
first play of the game, the kickoff, our kicker, Jake Elliott, he got injured with a concussion. He was out for the entire game. We don't have anyone else that can kick field goals. So we put in like our 3rd string middle linebacker. He started doing the kickoffs. He was getting touchbacks and everything. It was pretty
really?
crazy. And
J.J. Watt kicked an extra point once. Didn't he, or a field goal?
we've had people that I think have kicked him before, but
made a extra
it's kind of weird to me.
before.
You would think your punter would be able to like somewhat kick a field goal or somewhat like you're a kicker.
Depends
just
who
like,
your punter is.
Yeah.
Right? If you have like a vet punter who's been punting for 12, 15 years and he has never taken him like they don't. That's what he doesn't do that. He doesn't do it in practice. He doesn't do it in the games. He's like, damn, I haven't done a place kick in 15 years, right? So it's different. It's a totally different dynamic, right? So they got some players. Who did it? Was Wes Welker when he first started with the Patriots? He would do kickoffs and extra points for him and stuff too for the Patriots. I remember that because I think it was Vinatieri went down or something like that, and then he went out there and started kicking.
You think that's going to be the new breed after that you see a linebacker or some other position player that maybe isn't good enough to be a starter, but he's good enough to play special teams? Then they get him kicking, and they get someone that has a good leg, played soccer before or something. Then you have someone who can run down his name's Camus Gruger-Hill. He's a big, fast guy, so he was running down the field. He was in the play for the kickoff, like covering the kick, being able to hit the guy, all that kind of stuff. I think it could be beneficial if you have someone that's not just a kicker, but then you worry about him getting hurt.
Yeah, you could be, but then you got to probably have to pay him more money, right? So if that's the case, I'm a 3rd string linebacker.
3rd string
also
linebacker
doing
/
kickoffs.
kicker.
Yeah, you're giving me an extra couple $1,000s a game. You know, like this is what it is, right? So,
do you guys think the firing of the Raiders defensive coordinator is fair to him after just getting destroyed in Mexico? That's kind of a
that's fair.
Defense
haven't had an interception all season.
Yeah, it's the same thing as what we were just talking about with what's his name getting fired. The offensive coordinator getting fired. It's a scapegoat. You have your team struggling. The fans are demanding someone's head. You give them someone's head just to ease it out a little bit, and then hopefully keep, as a head coach, you want to keep your job. So you're it's his guy. This guy's fault.
And you got to salvage something out of the season. Maybe something good happens out of it. Maybe you get someone.
It's
that
not like
jumps
they're a
into
bad
the spot, like someone that takes over the play calling, then he starts having success, and that could be a launch of somebody's career, right? You never know what's going to happen. They need to change something up. The Raiders defense hasn't had an interception all season, which is the first time in NFL's history through 9-10 weeks, right? 9-10 games that a team has had 0 interceptions. That's not crazy. Even off a tip, not even off anything. That's terrible. And they've been absolutely downright terrible all season. So
speaking of terrible, so the New York Giants have been terrible all season and pulled off a big win against.
Now they're terrible at keeping their pick. They're winning games.
Yeah. What
they
happened
have
Kansas
too much.
City?
They have a lot of. That's the thing. They have a lot of talent on that Giants team. They just don't have an offensive line, and they don't have a good enough running back. So it's killed them, put them back in a lot of games. So it's just about their team coming together at the right time.
Is that you?
I thought that was.
I heard someone's stomach. Yeah,
that was his stomach.
Is that mine?
Yeah.
Are you 100% sure about that? It sounded like you farted.
I looked right at you. I thought it was.
It sounded like someone fucking farted, and I thought it was you. And you were looking with your eyes wide, eyes all wide and shit. I thought you just shit your pants. That was my stomach. I didn't even feel anything.
You cooking farts over there, man.
What were we talking about?
Football.
Your stomach.
No, before that.
This happens
We
all
were
the
talking
time.
about Oakland's defense, how shit they were.
Them getting
And you're talking about the
coaches
Giants.
getting
We were talking
fired.
about the Giants.
Giants, yeah.
The Giants defense is good though. That's why they beat Kansas City. That Giants defense is good.
Yeah, it's just all about having their talented players come together and play well. We showed that one highlight where you saw DRC just completely give up on a play.
Yeah.
You pointed it out. It's just they're veterans. If they want to play and they want to win, Jackrabbit last game I think he got 2 picks. It was one of his first games back. He was challenged as a person, saying you're not giving your all. He comes out, gives his all. That's what happens. If you have a team full of skilled players, you need to keep going. They kind of just gave up once Odell was out.
Odell was out. Their offense, they're like 0-8 and shit like that. And
they still have the talent, so that's going to be a sneaky upset pick every single week, really.
yeah. Sterling Shepard, did you see his catch that he made? It was Odell-esque catch, one-handed, just fucking dive.
Yeah.
It might have been the week before.
Sterling Shepard. Do you know who it was versus?
Oh, fuck. I don't remember. Just go to fucking YouTube. Why are you Googling this shit, man?
I thought I was in YouTube, man.
You just typed in Sterling Shepard. That's going to help.
Yeah, do you
I
want to
think
know
Sterling
who his mom
Shepard
was?
one-handed
Like-
catch, like a little more descriptive.
Sterling Shepard catch. You know what? I think that Highland Park hit me pretty good, and I'm topping it up with that Heineken right there.
Let's go one-handed
Is
catch.
it this one here? Amazing diving catch first. Oh, that's preseason, man. One-handed?
It says 1 week ago.
Where? Here?
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes, this was the week before.
49.
Yeah, this is it.
Way to go.
I can see this perfectly.
49ers blitz. Eli Manning floats one to the sideline.
Ooh.
And one-handed catch. Did he
Snag.
hang on? Sterling Shepard.
That's what I mean. They have all the talent in the world. They have a quarterback that's good. He's just, if he gets pressure in his face, he freaks out and starts falling. So when you have a bad offensive line and your quarterback's just falling, it's just, if you can keep him up, keep the defense out of his face, they have a chance to win every week.
Do you guys want to get into these picks real quick?
Oh, is
here?
that it for the news?
I think so, yeah.
Any
Other
news?
than news, I got Brian Baldinger coming on next week.
For sure.
Don't jinx it, man.
I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I talked to him today, and he said no go for Wednesday, but I told him we do Tuesdays now, and he's happy to do that, so I'll remind him all week.
Every day.
I won't hold my breath.
4-day countdown. That'd be amazing, though.
Yeah, we'll have him on.
Hey, fun stat for me, and you guys can just listen.
Here we go.
The Dallas Cowboys at home have lost 5 times in the history of their franchise by 28 points or more. Every single one of those 5 is the Eagles.
Oh, my God. Nobody cares. Literally nobody cares.
I do.
Well, what are the chances
John Coyle
of it being... It would be more impressive if it was a team outside of the division.
Well, there's the
It's not
history
even
of their
impressive.
that's like
It's not
60,
even-
70
it's not
years.
even
I don't
it's
know
not
how
even
long.
an
they're-
impressive stat.
No, it's very impressive.
It's not very impressive at all.
I found the equivalent of a pregame warm-up cheer to the Denver Broncos season.
Okay.
Playmakers, man. We the best, nothing less on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best, nothing less. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's about
That's
right.
gonna be on bloopers.
So jumping into these Week 11 final picks.
We the best, nothing less on 3. We the best, nothing less.
I pulled out an astounding 3-11 week. I've officially given up all hope. I'm almost at 500 here. Ryan rounded up 9-5, and Josh, you finished 10-4. I think Ryan got his lock. Josh, you missed your lock and upset.
Oof, you're whack.
My upset should have. Well, not should have.
Out of those 3 picks, I at least hit my lock, so I'm, a little happy about that.
Yeah, your upset was nowhere close. The Bills.
You know what? Some of these were actually not too bad. Like, picking Miami was okay over.
When you pick all the
Tampa Bay.
upsets,
There's
yeah, some of them are not going to be
some
too
of them
bad.
are not. That's the
No, but when you think about it, like
the Rams was a
Chicago
decent pick.
over Detroit wasn't. That could have
The
happened.
Broncos was a decent.
They only
pick.
lost by 3.
The Cowboys was not a good pick.
You're just going by what you guys picked versus what I picked.
No, I'm just saying the Cowboys wasn't a good pick because they got blown out. I was talking about the teams that were
Yeah,
kind
you
of
said
close.
40-3. You actually weren't.
That wasn't far off.
Yeah, but you said you were joking, so I didn't.
Yeah.
That
Well,
doesn't-
I said I was joking because I was worried that saying something like that was bad juju.
All right, let's get into these goddamn picks, right?
No, let's just go home.
Yeah. HDMI doesn't work.
nothing's working.
Pick segment.
Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Oh, this is a tough one. This is tough. This is a tough game. It's a very tough one. It's a tough pick.
Oh, come on.
Can we finish analyzing? Oh, I enjoy filling holes. Fuck. Hello.
I enjoy filling holes. Fuck. Hello.
Hello.
So week 12, happy Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Fuck
Don't
no.
you dare edit that. That's awesome. That's gold.
With I would say one of the bigger games of the week, we're firing off with Minnesota at Detroit, 12:30.
This one sucks because
Would you call it a tough pick?
it's a tough pick. It definitely is because you have a team who probably has the better roster overall, but they're on the road, and then clearly the Lions are good against them because they beat them at home. I agree. What's the spread on this one?
I got 3.
3 points, Minnesota.
Minnesota's. Oh wow. Well then I'll go Minnesota. I was thinking Lions would be close to favored there.
No, I'm gonna go with Minnesota as well. I think their defense is just way better.
Mm-hmm. Their defense. See, that's the thing. It kind of goes against my whole thought because I think this week Keenum will struggle just enough that they'll get Bridgewater in, but I don't know.
I have Minnesota. Next game's going to be LA Chargers at Dallas.
Ooh.
4:30.
Ooh. Want me to go first?
Sure.
All right. It's only a 1-point spread.
Dallas?
No.
Are they favored?
San Diego.
San Diego's favored in Dallas?
It's not
Yeah.
San Diego, it's LA.
Oh, no,
Whatever.
It's always
Fuck
San
it.
Diego.
San Diego for me. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego Superchargers.
San Angeles. That's what we'll call them. San Angeles.
Yeah, LA is favored by 1 on my board anyways. I don't know what you have over here.
I got 1 as well.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. What
San
time is
Diego
that?
defense is
4:30.
4:30 game.
Got football all day on
Thursday.
Thursday. It's going to be a
Yeah,
good day.
I don't see how that's possible. I don't see Los Angeles traveling. I guess Dallas isn't like super far, but I don't know. I think Dallas still has the better people overall. They're at home. The only thing to worry about with the Chargers is their defensive ends, Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. They have good corners and everything,
Their defense
but they're not.
is good all around.
It's nothing that they should be able to move the ball a lot easier than they did last week. Run the ball decently. Then they just have to play defense and stop Phillip Rivers at home. I'll pick Dallas.
I'm gonna go San fuck.
San fuck.
San fuck. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers. On the road, I wish that would be my upset of the week when looking at it.
Well, it can't be because they're
It's
favored.
not because they're favored exactly. So,
That's why I'm thinking about doing Dallas.
but I'm gonna go LA Chargers because I'm gonna go up.
With this whole programming change, is really going to fuck with our point spreads now, I think.
Why?
1 day earlier.
Oh, shut up.
You think it's going to mess it up quite a
No.
bit? Like that
No.
maybe the Dallas Cowboys will be favored tomorrow, or
Maybe. Who
Never know.
knows?
Yeah.
could flip a little bit, right?
But we're not doing by point spread anyway, so
That's true.
just
Maybe
wondering,
next year.
but, yeah.
I got LA.
Hey.
Yay.
Hey.
Giants at Washington.
This one, like I just said, it's the Giants at any time. They could be that upset pick. I think Washington, they've been trying to play tough every single week. Jay Gruden gets them going every week. They're giving it their all at home against a struggling team that just won against the Chiefs, just upset them last week. Now they got to go on the road. I get it's against a division rival, but I'll pick the Redskins.
I agree. I'm gonna go with the Redskins. That offense, I think, will just outperform the Giants' offense and just score more points. Straight up, very simple.
You had Washington, Josh?
We both had Washington.
I have Washington.
Oh my God! Look at this spread.
And that was a 7-point spread. So now we're going into the Sunday games. Tampa Bay at Atlanta. Yep.
Atlanta favored by what?
10.5.
10 wow, that's too much of a spread for Atlanta. I guess they're at home. They just beat
They're playing the
Seahawks
Bucs. The Bucs
in
suck
Seattle.
in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Falcons.
I got the Falcons as well. I think it'll be a closer game than that. If I'm picking point spread, I'm definitely going the plus on that. If the Falcons are the one team as an Eagles fan that worries me now, getting hot late. There's always that team that gets hot late and then they do well. The Falcons right now, they're 6th place, but in the NFC they have the last wild card spot. If they get hot, Julio gets going. That's a hard team to stop.
I got Atlanta as well. Cleveland at Cincinnati.
Oh, this spread's a 9.5 spread.
For Cincinnati?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got an
God.
8 for Cincy.
You better make a ticket.
That's nuts.
There's a couple crazy spreads going on.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati against the Browns, I think the Browns are going 0-16. I think because a bunch of the fans for the Cleveland Browns are already making, perfect season T-shirts. So I'm going with Cincinnati. I think the Browns are just so bad that they're just not going to win.
Yeah,
they just can't do anything on offense.
I just don't see how a Cincinnati Bengals team can be favored against anyone. I get it's the Browns
coming off a win.
I know, but
it's the Broncos, best team in the league.
That's true. It was a good win though in
Denver.
In Denver, it's not easy. Just off them being the better team, I got to go with the Bengals. But I'm going to think about picking the Browns and some cards this week for sure. Make some money.
Make it close, yeah.
I took the home team in that game as well. I got Cincinnati. Tennessee is in Indianapolis. Kind of a boring game.
Mm-hmm.
Indianapolis just hasn't been getting anything going all year. Defensively, offensively. Tennessee Titans got so many weapons.
3.5 points, Josh. So,
yeah.
you know,
so Tennessee.
Can you see that?
I'm going with Tennessee on the
I can see
road.
the teams and stuff, not really.
Tennessee on the road for me.
Tennessee on the road, yeah, it's a good pick. Tennessee's just going to be able to run the ball, control. Their offense. Indianapolis's offense has done okay moving the ball. They haven't been like absolutely terrible, but their defense is not going to be able to stop the run of Tennessee. It's too multidimensional. I got Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Are you now going off of this order?
Are you okay?
No, my tits hurt.
No, I'm not. I have Tennessee as well. Buffalo at Kansas City.
Buffalo Bills quarterback
Kansas
situation.
City is favored by 10. That's crazy to me.
I got 11.5.
If this was 3 weeks ago, that game, Kansas City's favored by 3.
Yeah.
I mean, Kansas City just lost last week to the freaking
Doesn't matter.
Giants.
The Bills don't have a quarterback.
They got Tyrod back. Isn't he starting again?
Who knows? They said they're reevaluating.
If they reevaluate in any way and don't, Tyrod didn't even throw as many picks. Peterman threw more picks than one game than he did the whole season, didn't he?
Yeah, we'll give him a break. It's his
pretty
first
close.
time, okay?
I don't know. Tyrod's just not someone that, like I said last week, he's not someone that reads the field as much. He waits for a receiver to be open and then he throws it. He's not throwing someone
then pick
open.
the Bills.
That's a bad thing for the Bills.
I don't give a fuck.
Kansas City last week, they didn't beat the Giants.
Then
so
pick the
they have to be
Bills.
pissed. Are you picking Kansas City? So you want me to go
Yeah,
against
I'm
you? I'm probably picking Kansas City.
The Bills their whole locker room's in disarray right now when you don't know what quarterback you're going to put on the field. So
when's Patrick Mahomes going to come in?
Arrowhead Stadium too, right? So if you think about it. No, Patrick Mahomes ain't coming in. Alex Smith throwing up MVP numbers all season.
No, he's garbage.
So he's not good. He's just probably one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the league.
Alex Smith?
Yeah.
He's just dink and dunk, but they started out, it was weird. They started out the season doing a lot of like big plays where they were getting
like 15
explosive
touchdowns,
things.
no picks,
yeah.
and led league in yards for a while.
And then now out of nowhere, they're just going back to that dink and dunk.
Like you said, teams get more and more film and they figure them out, right? So
I'm picking Kansas City. I get they're home. It's so loud there. It's going to be too hard.
I said Kansas City. Don't look at me like you're fucking like you're not listening to this shit. You're in your fucking magic marker over there.
Don't be so upset here.
You're the one that's upset, giving stank eye.
I have Kansas City at home as well. Miami at New England.
Okay. This is a tough one.
17.5.
17. Yeah, you don't even need to analyze.
Is it because this is Tuesday? Is this why the spreads are like this?
No, it's just this is the week of weird looking. The spreads don't move that much anyway. They'll move just by betting. So if everybody's betting Miami,
do I have to pick an upset?
Are you going all favorites? If you don't have an upset, you just don't get the extra 0 points for it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got obviously New England.
Yeah, New England. It's not much analyzing.
I'm trying this again, by the way.
Why though?
So everybody can know our picks before even listening to the podcast.
It doesn't work.
Gives a fuck.
Yeah, New England. It's just too easy. New England. Miami doesn't have a shot. Spread should be minus 30.
Minus 30.
All right, minus 29. You're right.
I have New England as well. We're going Carolina at the New York Jets.
Ooh. Everybody's heavy on Carolina.
Hmm.
Jets at home.
Is this your upset?
First. No, you go
Do you want to
first.
listen to some analyzing first?
I want to see what you have to say about this matchup.
It's a battle of Carolina with Kuechly. They're a way better team. I say this every single week. It's just they're in New York. Hopefully they don't play down to the Jets. As long as they don't play down to them and they play their game, run the ball hard on them. The Jets have a good defense that they should be able to contain it, but they don't have enough weapons and everything to overcome it. I don't think. I'll pick Carolina. But that's one I would also think of, just a home underdog. That's one you want to think about taking as an upset for your betting and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. I think the Jets, they're just playing hard-nosed football all season long, and Carolina is one of those teams that you don't know what you're gonna get on Sunday. You don't.
So this is your upset of the week?
Like, you got Cam Newton coming up to, what's the Meadowlands? Is that where they play?
Yep.
It's going to be cold. Right? Cam doesn't like the cold. They play in Carolina. It's warm weather down there, right? So the Jets defense they're bad motherfuckers, man. I can see Cam Newton struggling. I can see Josh McCown, just playing
you hit
consistent
Cam,
football.
he's a different quarterback.
Yeah, you keep getting hits on him. I got the Jets as my upset of the week.
It's possible.
Obviously, anything's fucking... Well, not the Browns winning. That's not possible, but...
This week it is.
No, it's not against who?
Cincinnati.
Fuck that shit, man. Cincinnati's the best team in the league.
They're like the 5th worst.
Yeah, you're right.
I have Carolina in that game.
Should have saved my upset for this game. Uh-oh. I'm not dancing. I'm itching my back.
Okay, you're dancing.
No, it's itching my back.
Chicago's heading to Philadelphia, Josh.
All right, it's enough of this song, man.
It's about to be the best part.
Unfortunately, they're leading, so I have to play it.
Oh.
You don't have to do shit. You're the producer.
This game scares me, and it's hilarious to say it because it's the Chicago Bears, but the Eagles play at home right now versus the Chicago Bears coming off last week, which is a Sunday night against the Cowboys. Huge game for them. Huge game for all the fans. Everybody in Philly that are not Cowboys fans hates the Cowboys. Now they play Chicago, not a good team, and then next week they go on their 3-game road trip. They start out in Seattle, and then they go in Los Angeles. So there's 2 back-to-back West Coast games traveling, and then after that it's in New York. This game scares me, so I think it could be a look-ahead game. I can't pick the Bears against the Eagles, obviously. So I'm going with the Eagles.
Thank you. I got you. So you go Philly.
But it's crazy. It's not a good spot for them to be in right now, playing against a bad team when they have to think about going and playing Seattle next week and the Rams in LA next week or the week after.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles, and I'm just gonna get some advice for the Eagles organization. Just bring more fireworks this time because you're gonna put a lot of points up.
You don't want to run out. Like what game was that? I forgot.
Don't worry about it. Okay. 14.5 point spread. Jesus Christ.
I have Philadelphia in that game as well, and now we're going to the afternoon games where pretty much on the West Coast. So New Orleans is heading to LA Rams.
Where the fuck?
Huh?
Oh, here it is.
Hey, actually, did you see? I don't know if it's the Rams stadium. Who's the one that has like 10,000 fans in their
Chargers.
stadium? The Chargers. Did you
Chargers,
see the
20,000.
end zone seating? It's pretty sweet. I would go to that. It's right on the field, and you have like tables, and you have your own servers and everything. It's kind of
really?
like it's kind
It's
of
a
like
soccer stadium.
Anything to
Yeah.
get fans
Oh, it
in.
is.
That's
It's
what
a
they're
soccer
thinking.
stadium.
They
It's
have
actually
such
pretty
hard
cool.
time filling it up, so they're thinking anything to get people in.
I'd go.
Miami did it. They added a
Yeah,
pool.
just gotta
in their
get to
upper
LA.
deck. Yeah, they have a pool up there, so you can just chill in a pool while you're watching the game.
I'd love to go to a Jaguars game. That'd be awesome.
That was the Jaguars, right? Not the, yeah, I thought it was
It's
Miami.
Jaguars that have a pool.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to a Jaguars game.
Yeah,
It'd be
sit in the
awesome.
pool.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, New Orleans at the Rams.
We got Ryan.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there's 2 dome teams, right? In a dome.
Huh?
They're both dome teams, aren't they?
LA's not playing
LA's
in a
not
dome
playing in a dome.
anymore.
They used to play when they were in St. Louis.
We
Yeah.
just
dome,
fucking
man.
established that.
Shut the fuck up, man.
God.
We were talking about the Chargers, you idiot.
You want a dead leg fight right now?
Yeah, I'll fuck you up.
Live on Instagram.
Why are the Rams favored over the Saints?
Because they're home and because they're a good
I'm going
team,
with the
according to
Saints.
some people. Damn you. Fuck.
I want the Saints.
Yeah, I think the Saints are a better team. Like I said every single week of this podcast, I don't believe in Jared Goff and I don't believe in the Rams
I think
as
the
a
Saints
serious
defense has been
contender.
surprising people all
Yeah,
year.
they didn't play well last week though, and Drew Brees hadn't been putting up crazy numbers, but last week the defense doesn't play well, and then he steps it up. They have a lot of weapons. They're a pretty good team. I'm picking New Orleans with my upset of the week.
Oh my god! Can't pick an upset of the week while I'm already picking the upset.
I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't.
What are you talking about?
He's picking the team, but not as his upset because he just decided.
Okay,
Because
so
my upset of the week earlier is bigger upset. I
yeah,
forget what I picked.
The
already.
Jets. You have the Jets.
Yeah, it's
So
a
why
bigger
can't you
upset.
make?
You
New
have a
Orleans-
home team.
I don't give a shit. Okay, I'm just talking shit.
That's the thing. New
That's all I
Orleans
do.
isn't as good on the road, so it is a difficult game. But
Paul's gonna pick the Rams.
yeah,
I got the Rams. Seattle at San Francisco.
Seattle.
Seattle just lost at home.
They're
keep
playing the
losing at
49ers,
home. Used to
man.
be home field advantage was crazy for
Did
them.
the
Now
49ers have a win yet?
Yep.
Who'd they beat? Giants?
Probably the Broncos. I don't know. Everybody else would beat them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so
this one's I don't know. This is just stupid. Fuck both of them.
So you're taking
He's
Seattle.
picking the 49ers.
It's stupid because Seattle should be a better team than they're playing. They keep losing all these people. They lost another cornerback last week. I don't know if Griffin's going to be back or not, but another guy goes down. So now they have Byron Maxwell back sitting there playing corner for them, and that's not good for any team. But it's San Francisco. So, yeah, I got Seattle.
Seattle, okay. Jacksonville is heading into Arizona. I already have Ryan's pick, so I like the
kitties over the birds. When did that happen?
Episode 2.
Oh my God! I do like the kitties over the birds.
I remember that. That's funny. I also have the Kitties over the Birds.
Okay.
The defense is just too good. What's his name? Stanton went out last week, though, and
Who the fuck's your fourth string
or
quarterback?
Blaine Gabbert played last week,
Oh,
right?
Blaine
Fuck.
Gabbert played
He
good,
played
man.
pretty well last week.
Fuck Blaine Gabbert, man.
All you got to do with that offense is give it to Fitzgerald because he catches everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Run the ball with AP.
You ever
play
watch
some good
Sports
defense.
Science with
It's in
Fitzgerald
Arizona.
on it?
What's the spread?
4.5.
4.5 for Jacksonville.
Like it's gonna change. Like it's. Gonna
I ask
change.
again, have you ever watched the Sports
Pick
Science
the Cardinals then.
with Fitzgerald on it?
Mm-mm.
You ever watch Sports Science?
Yeah, I've watched it before. I don't remember. What is
I'm
it?
pretty sure it
his
was
stat
sport.
about him never dropping. Like, oh,
Him
he doesn't
being
have
a-
like any drops.
No, him being able to catch in like the most ridiculous radius ever.
Oh, really?
I'll pull it up, but you guys keep talking.
So you have the
shortly.
Kitties? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and you're picking the birds, right? Typical bird pick.
You can't just talk for a second here.
I don't know. It's a game of the same thing. If the Cardinals can play defense like they should, they have great players on the team. They can play defense against Gabbert and stop it. They should be okay. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm not a big believer in the Jaguars, so I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, boat time.
You're welcome.
Huh? You're going to the Cardinals?
Yeah,
Oh. Let me
I'll
change
go
that.
Cardinals. Yeah, I just feel like they have some good pieces around. It just depends on putting it all together. I don't think the Jaguars are good enough of a full team to be able to be a favorite by that much on the road. But the Cardinals haven't been playing the greatest either, right?
I queued it up to about 1:12 here. I can't remember exactly where they start showing all the really, really cool stuff. I think it's right around
Minimal
here.
conscious effort. But because Larry has never
Why is he upside
caught a ball
down?
with inverted
Exactly.
vision,
What the fuck?
he can no
What does this
longer use
prove?
these shortcuts.
Nice.
What?
This puts a greater emphasis on Larry's raw hand-eye coordination to make the catch.
I feel like that'd be stupid hard.
That'd be
And
insanely hard.
amazingly, in this test,
If you're listening, we were looking at Larry
has about
Fitzgerald
4/10
suspended
of a second
upside
to
down
react to the
catching
ball
passes
and make
From
the
a jug
catch.
machine.
on the jug machine.
That's the same amount
Oh,
of
no,
time
from
a
a-
batter
or no,
has
I was gonna say from a
with
baseball
90
player,
mile
what?
per hour fastball.
It's my team,
And
so I'm watching. It's
incredibly,
episode 11.
Even without the aid
So we're
of
watching
muscle
this.
memory,
Are you watching the whole
Larry
thing?
catches
It's
a
2 minutes. It's like a
perfect
minute.
10 for 10 upside down. But how does Larry's ability to react help him get
Let
separation
me see some that aren't
from
right
the
at his
defender?
chest, though.
Yeah, really.
To find out, we analyzed how fast he can get off the line.
Okay. Kind of pisses me off because there was something else in here.
The stat was
average
probably-
human's reaction time is roughly
We get it,
2/10
he's good,
of a
though.
second. Larry's
If you wanna
reaction
continue
time
with the
is a
pick.
Larry?
blazing 0.16
This has to be old, though.
seconds.
No way he's still...
That's on par with the reaction time of the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt.
So damn insane.
And
Bolt.
those quick reactions
That kind of pissed me
haven't
off because
diminished
that's not the clip I was looking for.
That's
I remember watching.
We get it. He's very, very good.
He is very good. That being said,
I
I have Jacksonville.
think I gotta switch to Jacksonville as well.
You-
The more I was thinking about
I'm not
That
crossing
being
this
said-
out again.
Okay, cross it out one more time.
That being said,
Jacksonville.
I'm picking Jacksonville.
I got Arizona. No, I got Jacksonville.
Shut the
I
fuck
can't-
up. You already picked it.
Jacksonville
It's already locked in.
They're
Shut up.
gonna shut down. The more I was thinking about it, they're just gonna shut down the run. Make
final
Blaine
pick.
Gabbert. Yeah, I got Jacksonville.
Oh my
Okay.
god, you're such a pussy.
They're gonna shut them down. Make them have to throw the ball, and Blaine Gabbert's gonna have to throw it against one of the better defensive secondaries in the league.
Okay,
All right.
and we're heading to the next game. Do you see what's on the paper there, Ryan?
I will remember you.
This is my jam.
We got Denver heading into Oakland. Come on, give me your analysis.
I'm listening. Shut up, man. You're ruining a good song. I'm trying to get some tears to generate. It's not happening.
Denver is heading into Oakland. What do you got, Ryan?
Paxton Lynch starting at quarterback, man.
It's a good football name.
Fired their OC. New scheme going on. They're going to keep it real fucking simple. I think they're going to be safe with the football, and that defense can be fired up. I like the Broncos, man. I think the Oakland Raiders are playing shitty football. Really? You know what this reminds me of? Those fucking
So it's a
commercials with those dying animals.
A fired offensive coordinator versus a fired defensive coordinator? Yeah. Is that what this is, this week? It said the Oakland Raiders fired their defensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah. So
Mike loves this song. He sponsored a kid once. Mike, my kid needs some new shoes.
What was his name? Jorge?
It wasn't kids. This is about the animals, bro.
That's not this song.
Yeah, it was Sarah McLachlan.
I think they do them for like all of them. They use this song
Sarah
for
McLachlan
everything.
was the animals.
They just use this song for everything.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan.
Okay, I'll show you that you're wrong. But
I don't give a fuck.
Do
Let's
it for the
continue
dog
with the
ones
picks.
too.
Go, you got the picks.
I don't know how the Raiders.
Shit,
are
this is a
by
bigger
5.
spread. Should this be my upset of the week? Fuck.
Can't change it.
I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I just don't see how the Raiders are favored by 5. Well, the Broncos suck.
Broncos aren't good. That's why.
It's just you're showing us just an official music video of it.
Why are we playing
Why
Sarah
are we looking at
McLachlan live right now?
You're the worst.
Just stop.
Googling stuff.
I don't understand what this has to do with anything. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You just put on the music video.
Someone get this guy an HDMI cable. He's losing it. Fucking
going cuckoo today.
Josh, who's your pick, man?
I don't even know what game we're talking about anymore. Denver Broncos at the Oakland.
Can we get Sarah McLachlan on the
terrible
show?
teams that know each other.
Can you message Sarah McLachlan see if she'll be on our podcast?
I'm only about half done my beer, too.
No, Denver's going to win. Oakland doesn't have a game or a team to be able to run the ball. They don't have... Their receivers aren't that great. I just don't see where they win the game and how they're favored by 5. I get Denver has issues. I got Denver, Paul. You're going to ask me 8 times.
Hold on, I need my marker.
The marker went flying across the room.
All right, so we all got Denver.
I got Oakland.
You would. You fucking would. That's a good pick to mix it up against, though, if we both got Denver.
It's just so
that's how you make up a game right
teams.
You guys don't know anything
You're
about
a terrible
this,
team. How many rings your team got? Motherfucker. Same amount as the Lions.
That game probably won't even be broadcasted on HD. It's gonna be.
I don't give a shit. I'll watch it.
It's going to be recorded with a potato.
It'll be in standard def.
Green Bay at Pittsburgh for the Sunday night football game.
At Pittsburgh.
Oh my god, it's a 15-point spread.
Yeah, 14-point spread for a Sunday night football game.
For the Packers.
How is that not flexed? You do your job, TV people.
Still only Tuesday.
They should put me in the
I thought
TV.
they needed 10 days
I
to.
don't fucking know
TV
the
business.
rules,
I'll
Does
do
it look
that.
like I know the rules? I have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, it's
Okay. I have Green Bay. And now we're going to the Monday.
As the podcast,
Why?
podcast goes on and the beers get emptier.
We can't let you do that.
We can't.
You're just gonna put yourself behind even more.
Houston at Baltimore for
Baltimore.
the Monday game.
Baltimore.
Baltimore's been playing.
They got the Ravens
decent defense.
23, Texans 10.
Hold on. 23-10?
Yeah, and the Steelers are going to win 32-14. And who's going to score the most points?
I think Green Bay scores 2 touchdowns.
Interception for
It's
a
gonna
touchdown.
be like 3 field goals and then maybe a touchdown.
You speak up next time. I can't hear you.
Who's going to score the most points this week? Oof.
Philly.
Probably the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
New England coming off the Mexico
They're
trip.
playing the Dolphins.
They're at home.
Big fella.
Against the Dolphins.
Doesn't matter.
Who's
That's a
gonna score?
divisional game. Look at when they play Buffalo.
Who's going to score the least points?
They don't play very good against Buffalo. And
Mhm.
Miami's probably just as good as Buffalo right now, too. And you got
I'd take Buffalo over
Who's going
Miami.
to score the least points?
Who'd you pick for the most points?
The New England Patriots.
Okay. I still need a lock, and I just need a lock from both of you.
A lock. Can
Least
you maximize
points
the screens?
I'm trying.
Is going to be who do the Jaguars play again? Cardinals. I think the Cardinals.
You need a lock?
Points.
I need a lock from you. Yeah, you already gave me an upset in New Orleans Saints.
The lock has
Arizona
to be
Cardinals are going to score the least points.
New England's my lock.
Arizona least. Who are they playing? Jacksonville. Jacksonville.
Do you have my upset? It's going to be the Jets.
Yeah. Who is your lock?
Patriots.
You're so gay.
It's a lock. We get no extra points for it. It does absolutely nothing.
No, it actually doesn't. I'm about to cancel this whole part of it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Pittsburgh. Okay. Lock. I'm actually not too sure who my lock is for this week.
Are you fucking kidding me? With the biggest spreads of all time in 1 week, and you don't know who your lock is? Pick the Browns then.
If you
pick the fucking
it's because
Browns.
all the big spreads you picked the other team.
Cardinals. Who else did you pick? Yeah, what other dumb pick did you make? Make that your lock.
You guys are.
If people would have literally picked opposite of you last week, they would have had the best record at all.
I have to try to.
So true.
Yeah, they would have a really good week. Yeah.
That's what I should have done last week.
Whatever Paul picks, I go opposite.
I have to call the person that did my picks for me this week to see if I didn't get a lock or an upset from them. I'm going to give them a try.
You're calling William Hung?
Why are we calling William Hung right now?
Did he actually give you it?
Look at his profile pics.
He gave you his picks? He answered you?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Stop. Not reachable.
Oh, he's not reachable.
You lied to me.
Well, prove it.
I called him on Sunday.
No.
And I talked to him.
How do you not? You should have recorded it.
Shut up.
Listen, this is the most
No,
frustrating.
shut the fuck up. Can you bring this up? Can you make this bigger?
What?
You did not talk to William Hung.
I did. Look.
Make it not a little tiny thing on the bottom.
I don't know how to make it
Click
bigger.
the mail in the top right.
Huh?
Top right of the screen, there's a mail button.
Where?
Isn't there? Or is
No.
this not old?
Oh, right here.
Yeah. And click the Hung.
No, I got to go in Messenger first. So anyway, what happened was I called him on Sunday. And I told him, like, I need some picks from you because I suck and I want to find out a little bit more about William Hung and what's going on in the last, 13 years.
Is this actually him, though?
It is. I talked to him.
This is so bullshit.
Did he tell you that she bangs?
This is not
Look.
real. Did you record this?
Okay, so here's the story. I called him on Sunday and I came down and my computer was being finicky. Remember how we recorded? Remember how we recorded for 45 minutes and it gave me that crazy recording back? So I did it. I did a bunch of tests before calling him, and I got it to work. And then as I'm recording, 2 minutes in, it starts dying off on me, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" So I stopped the recording, restart it, and then it just completely corrupted on me. But I wrote down his picks, but I forgot to ask him about the locks and upsets. So I was trying to call. I wish I could.
No, this isn't him. Show me his profile. Yes, he has to make it not reachable. He deleted you right after.
This is how I know I'm not bullshit.
Dude, it says it's. You said, did you tell him you were recording your conversation first?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm so confused with your conversation.
Oh, sorry. You know what happened?
What happened is you didn't tell me you were going to record your conversation,
No,
and then you didn't.
no.
Your recording fucked up, and then you said you wanted to
Click
record
his profile. I want to see if this is him.
Listen.
This ain't even him, bro.
I messaged him through his Facebook page because he's a motivational speaker now. And then I couldn't call him through his Facebook page where I was messaging
that's why he
him.
said I just
so I
added
had
you?
to add him onto Facebook as his personal account. So I actually added him on here, and then I called him and talked to him.
He's a motivational speaker.
So if anybody's interested, he's not hanging from a closet like Ryan said last week.
I did not say that. I did say
sure
that.
to replay that at some point.
I said that.
Yeah.
That's
so
Not a boy.
after
William Hung, and you waited. Oh, I guess you waited only. 2
And he
days
made
to
all your picks this week.
he did make all my picks this week.
That's not fair. He can't do that.
He watches football apparently.
No, he doesn't.
But yeah, so after you guys don't even give a fuck.
I kind of give a fuck right now. It's pretty big deal.
This
is probably the coolest thing you ever did.
This is pretty interesting. This is pretty interesting about William Hung. So season 3 of American Idol, he has that stupid ass audition.
She bang.
Exactly. We played it last week. he was in UC Berkeley for civil engineering, and he decided to drop out of school to pursue a music career.
Fucking guy.
He probably made good money off of that one thing.
He signed, and
he
this
made millions.
This is going by Wikipedia, but he signed with a recording company called KOCH, which is I just said it was cock, and then after that he decided to become a motivational speaker. So that's what he's been doing, and I don't know. Apparently he's super busy with it, but. I call BS on that.
Stop trying to call him. I feel bad.
It's not reachable. So he's probably.
You know what? I had his phone number on the other one too.
He probably deleted you right after. You're probably not friends anymore. That's probably why.
Oh, there's a possibility. Yeah, because I kept messaging him. So I'm really pissed off. I'm so pissed off about this recording.
Well, I can't believe you talked to him. That's awesome.
I'm so pissed
That's
off
pretty
about
cool.
this
You spoke to him on the phone.
Can I see your start of the conversation? I want to see.
That is the start.
This is the start after finding out that.
After the podcast, you got to show us the actual original messages and stuff.
I'll see if I
On
can
the
find
page
them
or
because
whatever.
I don't know if I have the page messages.
We need to analyze and make sure it's actually him.
I had a.
That's crazy.
That's pretty fucking hilarious.
It was really funny at work today too. I was trying to say.
You get an asterisk next to your record for your
You're
picks.
trying to say
I was trying to
analyze?
say-
And you
No,
can't
I was
have
trying-
anyone make your picks. I'm going to have Brian Baldinger make my picks. How about that?
Yeah, I was trying to say analytics,
Mhm.
and I said analytic, and my coworker's just like, "What the fuck are we talking about?" It's really disappointing too about this whole William Hung thing too, because I told a bunch of people at work, I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to be interviewing William Hung. Do you remember who the fuck he is?" And they're like, "Yeah, blah blah." And then I get back to work, I'm like, "I'm so pissed off, and the shit doesn't work." So yeah, I was really pissed off about that. That's pretty much it for everything you know what? I should just pick a lock and an upset then.
Yeah.
Give me a lock.
Well, you got to make sure William makes those fucking locks and upsets.
I'll be sure to message him.
Well, what was his one pick that was fucking absolutely outrageous?
Green,
Packers.
Green Bay. So I'll go upset there.
Yeah.
I'll be sure to put his face next to like all these picks too. And then my lock will be Seattle, I guess. Or did you pick Seattle, Ryan?
Yeah, I picked Seattle.
And you picked New England? Let me go with Philly, I guess.
Ew.
That is an ill. I'm going Kansas City. I don't like the Eagles.
Who really does? Nobody really does.
Yeah.
Beat both of you this year.
0 Super Bowls though.
0 rings. How many rings you got?
0.
Yeah.
How many rings do you personally have?
Why you
2.
gotta go personal? Why you gotta go deep like that? I'm working on it, okay? Just leave me alone.
What are you talking about?
Why do you got to go personal? Super Bowl rings.
He's undefeated in Super Bowls against all of us.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
But
Mad
those don't
tournament,
count.
undefeated
Yeah.
throughout the
Well,
tournament.
this year when I'm at the Super Bowl, you can win again.
I'm thinking for next year, what I kind of want to do is start a Sportscasting Coach Madden League. If you guys are interested in helping run it a little bit, or
What? No.
why?
I don't run
See,
Mad
You
Leagues.
have no idea how annoying it is to run a Madden
No.
league.
All right,
Fuck
whatever.
that shit.
We can try.
No, it's fine. You don't want to. We'll do Yahoo pools for sure, and then we can have.
So you want like a Sportscasting Coach Madden League where you just have a bunch of random people in it and we run it? No. Not happening.
All right, whatever. You have the outro there, but I was actually thinking of having Bill O'Reilly take us out today.
That's
Cool.
fair.
So
Cool with that.
take us out or play us out.
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but... Now, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To
Sorry,
play us
man.
out.
My bad.
Sting is going to do, it's a video. Sting video.
What is...
For credits.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean?
Bill, you've been in the business for so
To
long.
end the show?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4,
Here
3.
we go.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Bill, what the fuck?
5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Jeez, sorry, bud.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4,
All right, let's go. Let's
3.
go live here.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
I love how he just nails that.
Just gets it perfect.
Sorry, Bill, you don't have to be so fucking...
Fuck it. We'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
You don't have to be so loud about it. You can take us out there. I guess we'll give it to Josh instead. Bill O'Reilly's getting all fucking pissed off.
All right.
Coke to the gills.
Follow us on Twitter at @SC_coach.
Yeah, make sure you speak into the microphone. Fucking guy.
Twitter at SC_coach. Instagram at sportscastingcoach. Email us sportscastingcoach@gmail.com. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, all that fun stuff.
Hey, and now this week's ripped off beat. There it is.
It was a struggle today, Paul.
This HDMI situation has fucked me up.
No, bullshit.
Spooked you up.
Who wants to play some N64?
Nobody.
Oh, okay. See you next week.
Fuck it. Fucking thing.